Power 106, Brown Bag Mornings. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We have Jeremy Piven in here with us. Jeremy, buenos dias. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
You know, actors and stand-ups, we're not morning people. You guys, you do this for a living.
Yes.
Yeah, Mexicans, we're morning people. We're up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, grab that leaf blower and let's go.
I know it surprised you. Like, hey, don't you have a yard to clean?
Yeah.
We're here.
It's always one dude just circling just 3 leaves.
Yeah.
Outside, like, well, what are you doing?
You just clocking in hours.
Yeah. What's going on?
But Jeremy,
I listen. The reality is, I love the Mexican culture, and all I drink is mezcal.
Oh,
So
let's go.
Yeah. So people don't realize that mezcal was around before tequila. It's a cousin of tequila.
Yeah.
It's made with like 5 agave plants. This is like a TED Talk about mezcal.
You must have taken a tour.
No, I just love mezcal.
What's
and I want to
your
start my
favorite?
own. The thing that people don't realize is it has half the sugar of tequila, so you don't get fat and you don't get a hangover.
But you do get
I don't like
burnt.
that. I don't like that smoky flavor. It always throws
don't?
me off.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're very feminine?
Yeah, he's very sweet. He's very sweet.
He's like, it's too
Hey.
Real big drink mezcal.
I love mezcal.
Don't start with me, buttercream.
It's too smoky. I want it to taste like cotton candy.
We drink mezcal over here. We drink mezcal.
On this side, we drink mezcal.
We drink mezcal.
I
Yeah.
don't like it. I still
Yeah.
don't like it.
There's
I prefer whiskey over
there's like
bourbon.
one of
Same
our
thing.
there's like a Mexican, I guess. It wouldn't even be stereotype. I hope it's an urban legend, but they say men that drink mezcal go home and beat their wife.
Because my
Yeah, see?
Mezcal does make it.
Yeah, they didn't teach you that on the tour.
yeah. They didn't teach you that one on the tour.
Yeah.
That's this whole interview took a strange.
No, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, no, because we have a friend, also a stand-up comic, likes a lot of dark comedy, and he said, my grandpa used to always drink mezcal before he would, say hi to
my
my
God.
grandma with his fist.
Well, there's some comics that would say, well, what did she say?
Right.
Right? Not me. I'm not going to touch
not you,
that.
Jeremy.
I'm not going to touch
Not you,
that.
Jeremy. Okay, we recently saw, us Browns, we love to see what other Brown stuff you're doing, that you went to Colombia.
Yes, I went to
How was
Colombia.
that?
I went to Medellin, Colombia.
Dang.
Are the rumors true?
Which
There's a
rumor?
lot
All of them.
The women are beautiful.
Yeah.
The women are
Gorgeous.
stunning.
Yeah.
The women are beautiful. This is very strange, but what I got was stem cells in my shoulders because I had an injury boxing. I tore up my supraspinatus, like my shoulder was all jacked up. So there are a lot of athletes that go out there and they get stem cells, and so my shoulders feel incredible because before they said that I had the shoulders of an 80-year-old woman.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, what? Not even a man? You made me transition?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you have to bring anything
Now
back?
I have a young, like, Colombian boy in
I
my
loved
shoulder.
it. Because I always think about stem cell and all of
let's go.
that. There's someone's stem cells. They're not your own.
No, they're a little Colombian child
Yeah.
in my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a comedy show that we're talking about. This shows me exactly why you transitioned into comedy. We know you as an actor. Clearly,
Yes.
you've had like a plethora of roles.
Yeah.
People know you from different scenes. Clearly, different movies, different TV shows, all of that. But then to take it on the stand-up route, I have to know why. Why would you subject yourself to that?
I've been doing comedy my whole life just as an actor. So, like, you mentioned Rush Hour 2, that was a case where they just needed some funniness in there. And they threw me in. I had no lines, and I just improvised this role. And
Let's go.
so that's writing. That's writing your own stand-up, and I kind of, it's improvising and writing. And so I've been doing that on my feet my whole career.
Right.
And then I decided, you know what? Because I would always, even during Entourage, I would just like pitch lines, what about this line? And so finally I went, instead of doing that, why don't I just have all the freedom, get up on stage with a mic and just write all my own stuff? And so it's been just very fun, and I'm having a great time. I'm at the Laugh Factory in West Covina the Friday, Saturday. Tomorrow night, I'm at the Coach House in San Juan Capistrano.
Okay. Nice.
Awesome.
You guys know where the Coach House is? It's a great room. It's an amazing room.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really fun. Come on out. If they mention Power 106, we'll give them some free meet and greets.
Come on.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
To greet your meat. Let's go.
Yeah.
Greet your meet.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm dyslexic. I
Meet
hear
and
backwards.
greet.
Meet and
Meet my greet. Meet my meat. Greet my meat.
That's after mezcal? I don't know, Jeremy. I don't know. Think about it. Think about it. It could be a thing.
Yeah. Greet my meat.
Yeah.
Greet
What's
my
the mezcal? What's the mezcal?
Man, it's adorable when you say it. It's creepy when I say it. Hey, you guys want to greet my meat? No, sir.
No, sir.
Step
We're
away
actually
from the
calling
glass.
the authorities.
Away from the glass.
You know what's crazy, Jeremy, is as often, and maybe this might be part of, I guess, your personality specifically, but I was often told, don't meet your favorite comics, don't meet your favorite even comedy actors, because they're also performing when they're in these movies. They're performing when they're, and it's written, like you said, when they're on stand-up, they're like, don't expect them to come in and be that.
Right.
And so do you see that people are often, I guess, they feel like, wow, like it's refreshing to know that you are the way that we would assume you would be, versus, oh my God, look at this guy, he's so turned down, he's not that way.
Well, you know, it's funny because when people come backstage afterwards, or when they greet my meat, when they do the meet and greet, sorry, they always say to me, you were funnier on stage. Because the reality is, I give everything I have.
Yeah.
I do an hour set. I'm not one of these guys that just kind of sits down
Yeah.
and says, why is it that we can never find your socks? I just, I just lean into it. I do characters. I do, just stories, madness. So I'm exhausted after the show. So when I do these meet and greets, I'm having fun and I'm taking pictures, but I am a bit exhausted. So I'm not as funny as I was on stage.
Right.
So there are a lot of disappointed people. But the point is, I want to leave it all on the stage.
Yeah, you enjoyed the show, didn't you?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
it's like,
you don't need to enjoy my personality right now.
Yeah, it's like you just played a full basketball game, and then they're like, hey, like, can you shoot some more hoops?
Yeah, why aren't you dunking on me, man?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, because I'm icing my knees, bitch.
Yes. I disagree though. I feel like you are amazing right now. You're doing great.
Thank you.
It might be our Leo Sagittarius connection. Off air, we're talking. I was telling you, some of my favorite people are Leos. My best friend Angie. You actually work with your sister. You guys are working together. How's that sibling work?
Well, it's crazy because she's my older sister, and she directed me in this movie called The Performance, which comes out December 27th. Okay. I'll come back here and I'm going to be doing, like, locally when we have it be at the AMC theaters, and I'll be doing some Q&As.
Oh,
nice.
Because I've probably made over 80 movies, but this is the best one I've ever done.
Wow.
And so it took me 15 years to make, and bought the rights to this little short story, and my sister adapted it and directed it. And it's a trip working with your sister, but we grew up in the theater, so we grew up being directed by our parents and we were in theater companies together, so we're, it would be just like working with your family. You know what I mean? It's like second nature.
Yeah. What does growing up in the theater mean? Your parents were in that same industry?
Yeah.
It's so foreign to us.
Yeah. People thought it was very weird, but I just grew up. My parents had a theater.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I didn't understand what the hell's going on. In third grade, they called my parents in. They said, you have to tell your son, it was show and tell today. And we asked Jeremy what his parents did. And he said that you guys steal shoes. Yeah, because we had so many shoes in the house. But then my mom's like, no, I use those shoes for the theater because we also do all the wardrobe and the costumes.
Yeah. Part of it. Yeah.
Growing up, we didn't have any money, so we had to, I came home and I was like, we're going to watch cartoons. And I was like, we've been robbed. And they're like, no, we use the couch and the coffee table for the set. Yeah. So, we do it ourselves. So
and that's kind of normal to you. It's something you kind of saw, but then it takes, I guess, like an outsider to be like, that's not normal. Like, Jeremy, those shoes, your parents shouldn't be stealing shoes.
Yeah, so I didn't understand. Like, why can't you just be normal? Why can't you be like a mover or something like my friends? Like, why are you actors? And then, I started, doing the work and getting on stage with them and performing. And I was like, man, this is incredible. I had a great time. And I felt so comfortable on stage. And they had this saying, that you're enough. When you doubt yourself, you're like, I'm not, as good as everyone else. They're like, no, you're enough. Always, that's what it was. That was the mantra. So you get up on stage with confidence and you do your thing, and that's how it all happened.
Did you have to take? I guess I'm wondering about your education when it comes to like getting into being an actor and stuff. Clearly, you had it firsthand experience. Did you ever, I guess, go to school for acting or see that and be like, nah, this is not how I learned it?
Yeah, I mean, I studied with my family from 8 to 18.
Yeah.
And then I went to NYU, to a conservatory, and studied acting. Then I went to the National Theatre of Great Britain and studied Shakespeare. And, I've studied basically Eugene O'Neill Theatre Center, Waterford, Connecticut. I've studied all over the world. And, and it's been amazing. And so that, like, you can... you would never think from watching, I played the gay Versace salesman in Rush Hour 2, that guy studied Shakespeare in England. But then you see something like what I'm doing now in the performance, which is the best work of my life. And you go, oh, okay, things start to understand like where I come from and what I've done. And people I've gotten, there have been some incredible reviews, and I've been included on some lists for some early Oscar predictions.
That's cool.
Feinberg's forecast and whatnot. Been incredibly lucky. I think they got my name wrong, and they put me on the list, but it's okay. I'll take it.
You got
it's all good. They said that I disappeared into this role in the performance, and I think I didn't disappear. I think I reappeared.
Yeah. They just weren't aware that that's part of who you were, maybe.
Completely.
Yeah.
Right.
And because people... they think that I'm Ari Gold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this character that I play in the performance, Harold May, is more like me than any character I've ever played in my life.
Jeremy,
Do you feel like
that's
you
so
played,
amazing.
Yeah.
You played the role of Ari Gold so well that people wouldn't let it go, like similar to like Al Bundy, like you just Ed O'Neill, Al Bundy for so
Like your
long
staple.
until he like reemerged on Modern Family, and then it's like, okay, now he's, I forgot his name
The dad
on
there.
there, but yeah. the
Phil.
dad.
Oh, no, that's
Yeah. Do you feel like that's like kind of what happened with you? Like you played the role a little too well?
I don't think there's such a thing as playing it too well, but I thank you. It used to get me really angry, like I've been working my whole life as an actor.
Yeah.
And like, people are like, let's hug it out, bitch.
Yeah.
Ari, you douchebag. I'm a douchebag because of you, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm at the urinal, sir. Please stop. I'm just trying to pee.
Yeah.
And that used to make me angry. And the reality is, as you get older and you grow up, you go, man, I played this role authentically.
Phenomenal.
They really think that I am that guy, but with the performance, I really believe when you see this film, you go, oh, okay, we didn't know that he had that in him.
Yeah.
When that's actually me. So, and sometimes it takes 15 years, like it did on this one, to really for you to break through and make and do the work that you've always known that you were capable of.
Yeah.
You know how you're talking about the performance and what that is with like your sister, right? I'm sure that she may be, and I'm telling you, this is just coming from probably a person so outside your bubble. But if I were to run into her or see her even, I guess, introduced, I'd be like, oh my God, Jeremy Piven's sister, right? Do you think this will allow her to just shine on her own accord too while she's working with you? But she was a lot of it is her work solely,
For sure. That's a great question. Yeah, she's a great director, and she should be recognized for her directing. And I think when people see this, they'll realize that with her. And we don't think about other people's perspective,
right?
But yeah, I mean, it was an honor to work with her, and she's a great actor's director, which you're thinking, well, isn't that what they do? Not every film director is an actor's director. Some are brilliant with cameras.
Yeah.
They give you space to kind of do your own thing. But because she comes from the stage, she can come over and tweak your performance. And believe it or not, that's kind of rare.
Yeah.
So she's a really great director in that way. So she will get her flowers.
Come on. Would it be
That's
like
amazing.
a player coach? Like in
A player's
basketball?
coach, and they
Yep.
say,
Yeah.
he's a player's coach. and
Like there's
stuff
different
that.
coaches. For
Yeah, like a former player that's been in the
Yeah.
field and understands like their perspective, like an actor's perspective, and now behind the scenes perspective.
Yep, exactly right. Where But at the same time, that's what you really need in a way to do any job,
Yeah.
is to kind of research it and have the perspective of all the people that you're working with. So she definitely has that perspective of what it's like to be an actor, what it takes to create the environment where the actors feel most comfortable to do their best work.
Yeah.
But also, even, that's the great thing about acting. It's like, even if you have circumstances where it's not conducive to do your best work, you have to do your best work. You have to figure out, how do I get to the place where, like, I feel very comfortable,
Right.
even though this isn't comfortable. So you have to kind of figure out a way to be unstoppable.
Do you think the best actors come from the theater?
I don't want to say, I that would sound very pretentious if I said that.
Yeah, well,
But-
Denzel, I feel like he came from the theater, and he said that he's already like 70 years old, right? He said he still remembers the lines from the play that he played in when he was like 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's got a good memory.
Yeah.
I wish I had that
that.
kind of memory. The thing is, it's like sports. It's all about reps. So, from the time I was 8 years old, I've been on stage. So I've been getting reps, my whole life.
Yeah.
I have no
Yeah.
rust on me. So that, when I take on a role and I immerse myself in it, I'm able. Acting is a momentum sport. You want that momentum. You don't want to be cold. So if you've grown up in the theater and you've done it, you're very prepared. You're definitely prepared for it. But I mean, like, there are a lot of people that don't come from
Yeah.
the theater that are brilliant actors. So it takes all different types. But for me in particular, I'm just the type where people don't realize all the different stuff I've done that have led to this moment.
Yeah.
Right.
That like Shakespeare says, the readiness is all. So you have to be ready. I won the Fresh Face of the Year award when I was 40 years old.
Come on.
And I was like, I accepted the award, and I said, "There's nothing fresh about my face, but thank you."
Yeah.
So yeah, if you stay in the game, you're gonna break through.
Yeah.
And it took me. I started working professionally. My first film was 18, when I was 18, and then I won the Breakthrough Fresh Face Award at 40.
40.
So it took me 22 years professionally to break through.
Wow, Jeremy.
That's insane.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad for that. And when you said that that there's people that are just good actors just naturally, or that may come to them that way, because you talking about just all of your background, your resume is intimidating. For some odd reason, we booked a night at the Covina Laugh Factory in December 20th. Have I ever done it? No. I'm probably gonna have 5 minutes,
Oh,
and it's gonna
okay.
be the worst 5 minutes of my life.
No,
However,
it won't be, because I will save you a lot of time.
Let's go.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you exactly how to get after it. But you have to be willing to walk through it and humiliate yourself.
Of course.
Like, I'll just tell you exactly. I'll give you the playbook. You got to get up there and do your 5 minutes,
Right.
do 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, and keep going, bomb, work through it, go in difficult rooms, go in easy rooms,
Yeah.
do it all, have your friends be honest with you, do it in front of anyone that'll listen. So by the time you get up to do your 5 minutes, you'll feel like, I've already been through this. I already got up at the Dime, the toughest room in Hollywood, which is a tiny little bar. I've gotten up there. This is going to be an easy room, so you'll feel confident. Or you can operate out of fear, stay
Yeah.
away from all that, and get up cold and do your 5 minutes and bomb.
and just
But if you want to do the work and
Yeah.
walk through it, you're going to feel equipped. You're going to be like, okay, I'm just going to go up there and have fun. And remember that nerves are an energy. People feel nervous and they're like, uh-oh. Like, no, that's an energy. Your body's going, hey, wake up, dummy.
Yeah.
It's about to get real.
Jeremy, you are
Wow.
so wise. Your parents loved you. I could tell. I could tell they were both there. Like, you know when you can just
Present
tell
parents.
about somebody that they had a solid home. Granted, there probably fights. You probably went through some shit. But
Yeah.
like you could tell, like, oh my God, there was
loving
gems
home.
passed down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just no jealousy right here. That not nerves, just jealousy. And I don't think there's any like calming down in you. It's cool to see like your best movie is in a
for
few
sure.
months.
1000%.
you're
1000%.
touring on stand up, like you're gonna have so much more in store. You got those 8-year-old Colombian
Shoulders.
on you.
Yeah, he practices
Start
in
doing
Colombia.
fitness videos.
I don't know,
It's gonna be
doing what?
great.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's coming.
The fitness
next.
influencer.
No, doing like now that you're doing comedy, do you still like go out for like auditions, or how do you go about like getting the next role as an actor?
You know, because I've done so much work, you know, like people will, they know my work, so I'll get these offers, and you take a look at it, and you read the script, and you talk to the director, and you feel like, I'm going to go do a movie in London, which is a little bit more of a kind of a thriller. You know, that's something that I've never done before.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've got so much work out there that people can look
Right.
at and go, okay, this guy's right for it or not. But with the performance, they're going to see me in a totally different light that I always knew I could do. But until you show them,
Yeah.
you know, it's just talk. So now they're going to see me in a totally different light. And hopefully it'll open up the door to different types of roles. You know, just not the guy yelling at people.
Yeah.
Have you-
You're
have you-
good at it though.
Have you passed on any roles where you're just like, oh no, I should have taken that one?
Like you regret?
Not really, because you know, it's funny, like, you know, my journey, I took the role in Rush Hour. You know, I take little scraps and make meals out of them.
Yeah.
Like the role in Rush Hour was, my only line was, "May I help you?" And it was scales, like $270 I made. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker each made
Right.
$20 million. I'm very bitter. No, but I mean, like, that's how you do it. You
Yeah.
take these little roles. The director doesn't yell cut, and you just keep improvising. So I'm scrappy, and so there hasn't been a lot of, like, you know, turning down stuff.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah.
I could see you in like you could have been in the new Gladiator movie. They all had that beard. Yeah. It was a very Russell Crowe beard of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I worked for Ridley Scott, the director. I did Black Hawk Down with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he forgot to call me. You know, I remember in Black Hawk Down, I said, Ridley, I was thinking, because I played the helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
I said, maybe in this scene, and he goes, I have the entire movie shot and edited right here. And he walked away, and I was like, oh shit. How was I? How was I?
That was the movie.
How was
Wow.
I? It's already shot and edited. I thought we were still filming.
Yeah, basically told you to like shut up.
He's just such a G.
Yeah.
He's a gangster. He's just
Yeah.
like, he knows exactly what he wants.
Did you ever have trouble, I guess, dating because of the types of things that could happen within acting? Like
No,
this
because the
certain scene?
reality is, if you're doing, you know, an intimate scene with someone,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're professionals, and everyone, it would be like all you guys watching me as I'm, you know, like being intimate with someone. You're not alone.
Yeah.
You're at work, everyone's watching you. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you have chemistry with someone, it's going to happen. If you don't have chemistry,
Nothing.
pretending to kiss them in front of a room of people is not going. It's so, you know, that's not gonna happen. Believe it or not. I know it's probably weird to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
But I've been very lucky. Like with the performance, we had this incredible cast where, like, my dance troupe in the UK, when they go to drama school, everyone has to study dance. It's a little different than here.
Okay.
So
Oh.
everyone taps. They do Shakespeare. They
Yeah.
sing. They blow. So like everyone in my troupe in this movie, they're all like professional dancers, and you know and that's one of the many reasons why we cast them. So I'm not a professional dancer, and I had to learn for this movie.
Yeah.
So it was a little humiliating, because imagine as a grown man starting tap lessons.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the
You know what
shoes.
I mean? I got the shoes. I
The
got.
shoes are so cool. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Capizio.
No way they made you your own chooser.
They didn't make them, but they gave them to me. Bless them.
Yeah.
They gave me some free shoes.
What's harder? Pause. What's harder? Pretending to kiss someone on screen or crying on screen?
Well, for me, getting emotional and being, being available to your emotions is what actors do.
Yeah.
So that's like something that you
part of the
look for.
craft,
Like, man,
yeah.
that's great. You know, that's like, it's like having an open lane. You know, when you're driving the lane, oh shit, I'm going to rip the rim down. Like, you know, you want to be able to navigate a character that gets to emote.
Yeah.
That's all. It's what, or dial it down, or figure out the right amount to do it. That's all part of it. So, I've been doing it for so long. I know how to navigate that space. So, yeah, kissing would be
That's
more
hardest.
difficult than crying.
Then crying.
What's your go-to to make you cry?
Yeah, I can't tell you those things. That would be like, after you watch a magician, you'd be like, how did you saw
that's
that lady
trick,
in
yeah.
half?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where is
that's
that
your-
lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is she? Well, what happens is her legs are underneath. No,
Yeah.
You're not gonna do that.
No,
But
I
can you
can't do
cry
that.
on demand?
Yeah, that's what I do. That's
have
what
to.
I
You don't have
do.
to.
No, we're
do
not
it
I'm
right
not,
now?
I'm not a dancing monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, if we were,
That's exactly like
Tim,
the entourage shit that he was saying.
Yeah.
People go
I
up
was
to
just
him.
asking.
yeah, no, if we were doing a film right now and
Yeah.
I, in the film, was an actor being interviewed,
Yeah.
and I had an emotional breakdown, then yeah, you would see me.
Action. No, I'm kidding.
Jeremy Piven, you're our new primo. That means
Yes.
cousin. Like
Cousin.
you can. I feel like what part of Mexico could this will be from? He kind of looks like
He's from TJ.
Jalisco. Have you done your ancestry? Maybe you're a little bit Mexican.
I've had people tell me that I look Puerto Rican.
I can see that.
You could pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
you like
Wherever
mezcal.
his family's from, you would be from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jalisco.
Jalisco.
We drink
Yeah.
a lot of mezcal.
Jalisco, that's where that's where also they make mezcal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
That-
Yep.
See,
So that's your
and your
go-to,
name
like-
would be Eres Mías.
Yes. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Eres Mías.
I like it. Count me in. Well, I've always wanted to start my own mezcal,
That'd be so
and
tight.
I want to document the process.
You
How
should.
they smoke it underground
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
pretty awesome.
incredible. They have a whole kind of documentary about El Legal in Oaxaca,
Yeah.
which is kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
So if I do that, I'm going to come back anyway
Yes.
Yes.
in December.
You already promised us 2 invites, like
Yeah.
2 returns, right?
Well, wait a
Don't
minute.
be like. come back.
Why don't you come to? I know that you're going to be
He came
doing your
back.
5 minutes at the West Covina Laugh Factory, but I'll be at the Laugh Factory in West
We
Covina
would love
Friday,
to
Saturday.
go.
Come to my show, and then we'll talk about it, and then maybe even, if you want, I'll just have you intro me. That would, because the more you just get up
Yeah.
there in that space,
You feel
Yeah.
it out.
even we'll talk about one joke for you.
Yeah. 1.
You know what I mean?
That's all
we'll
I
work
need,
one
Jeremy.
joke, and once you get the feeling of like, oh, okay, I nailed that. I understand. The next time you get out there, you'll have a reference.
Right.
So we'll get you ready.
Can we go to the later show? Because I think more Hispanics will be at that one. We're late a lot.
I heard that.
Yeah. We work late.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Jeremy Piven, thank you for
Thank
coming
you, Jeremy.
through. We just liked hanging out with you, bro.
Yeah,
Look at that.
man.
8-year-old Colombian kid arm. Let's go.
Colombian shoulders.
Brand new.
Nah, keep it here. It's Power 106 Brown Bag Mornings.